Alright, live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Alexander, UVRU, and the Golden Moon is joining us at this current moment in time presently.
Golden Moon here.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Anyway, today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday, August 9th, 2026. Let's see here, this is the thumbnail title. Where'd it go?
Oh, I want to see it.
Bulgaria, Hawaii, elevator, Smokey Bear, Nagasaki, and more. This show is, of course, about interesting and important events that happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a, where'd it go? Over here? Nope, not there. Here, 34-page document to go through today, so not too shabby. Starting us off in the year 48 BC, Caesar's civil war. Julius Caesar decisively defeated Pompey the Great at the Battle of Pharsalus, forcing Pompey to flee to Egypt. So a lot of people don't realize this, but we know the city of Pompey that eventually got destroyed by Vesuvius and all that stuff. But it was named after an actual person, this Pompey the Great.
Right.
So, yeah. 378, Battle of Adrianople. A Gothic rebel army defeated Roman forces under Emperor Valens, who was killed. And actually, I want to put a little footnote back on this first article here. Not sure that this guy is namesake for the city of Pompeii, but, somebody,
possible.
Yeah, possible. Anyway, so during the Gothic War in 378, Battle of Adrianople, a large Roman army led by Emperor Valens was defeated by the Visigoths. Valens was killed along with over half of his army. Wow.
Not good.
Yeah, well, imagine a leader who fought his own wars. Wouldn't that be a sight?
Yeah.
681, Bulgaria was founded as the Khanate of the south bank of the Danube after the defeat of the Byzantine armies of Emperor Constantine IV near the Danube Delta. I'm going to image search this really quick. Oh, yeah, here we go. So, Bulgaria. So, yeah, here it is right there. This is the 681. As it said right here, 681 Bulgaria. So this is what it used to look like before. Bulgaria is still around today, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Not sure.
What region is Bulgaria in?
Somewhere in Europe, it looks like. Because that's Constantinople, so that means this is Turkey. Okay. That's Greece. Down here, and North Macedon. So.
Because the Danube, is that what it was? Danube.
Danube Delta.
I thought that was in Asia somewhere, like Vietnam or something like that.
Oh,
I might be wrong. Obviously, I'm wrong.
Well, it might be another river called the Danube. Not entirely sure.
True. Okay. Don't worry about it.
1173, construction of the Tower of Pisa began, and it took 2 centuries to complete. So
2 centuries.
That's 200 years.
I got that part.
Wow. Yeah. So the construction of the Campanile of the of the Cathedral of Pisa, which is now known as the Leaning Tower of Pisa, began. It will take 2 centuries to complete. So
200 years, they couldn't get it right. Still leaned over.
Well, depending on your perspective, it could be right or it could be left. It could be, backing away in shock.
It's leaning.
It could be backing away in shock or leaning forward in anticipation.
Years, you couldn't get it stable. You wonder why it just stays like that hundreds of years later.
Well, at some point, about 10, 20 years ago or so, they actually, and they've done this several times, they close it off to the public, no tourists, and they do stabilization efforts and all that stuff.
Reinforcement. Yeah.
Well, not just reinforcement. The last time, to my knowledge, that they did it, it actually had leaned so much that it was no longer safe. So they somehow unleaned it a little bit and then put more reinforcement to keep it where it is not now.
And here's probably the ironic part. If they put it straight perpendicular up, it would lose everything that it stands for, Yeah. Everybody goes there to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Pun not intended, but I welcome it. It'll lose everything it stands for. So, but yeah, no, this is the entire structure. That almost looks like...
So this whole thing took 200 years.
No.
Not just the tower.
No, it says construction of the Tower of Pisa, and that's this.
Okay, well then it is just a tower.
But see, the problem is, as we know, it's the it's the foundation.
Of course.
So if you want to truly fix it, you have to go completely into the foundation. So, and that's just basically just demolishing the whole thing and then rebuilding it. So, but here's what it used to look like. So. 1180 to 1220 it was straight, and then because the ground and everything, they didn't have a deep foundation or whatever the reason.
Settled.
Yeah, it started settling and leaning and everything. So it actually, look at how they documented it. It was already leaning like this apparently, and it wasn't even finished.
Building?
They kept building.
What the hell?
I don't know. I mean,
that's crazy.
Wow. Anyway, 1253, Clare of Assise rules confirmed by Pope Innocent IV for Clare's Order of Poor Ladies. Okay. 1329, Quillan was the first Indian diocese erected by Pope John the 22nd, and Jordanus was appointed as the first bishop. So hold on a second, right here. Yeah, it says erected. So Indian diocese. What's a diocese? But first, I want to look this up here really quick. Oh, okay. Rule of St. Clare, first rule ever written by a woman. Oh, incorporated many ideas from the later rule of the friars. 3 characteristics: all work with their hands, life in common, the privilege of poverty, democratic in governance. Approved by papal bill 2 days before Clare's death. So that was the article that I just read beforehand. But I just wanted to look it up because I was curious. So that's pretty interesting. Is there a wiki I can get of this? Clare of Assise. All right. So let's just start the underbar, the description section really quick.
Good start.
Yeah. So grab this wiki really quick, and it's going to be about this lady. So I don't want to read about her. It's about what she did, not about her. But this link that we just gathered, that and all other links that we collect throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description below about 5-10 minutes after the live stream, as per usual. There's already a lot of cool things down there, though, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, our various sources, the music in the background, and a handful of other nifty little things. We're going to move on up here to 1378. French cardinals met in Annagi and declared the election of Pope Urban VI invalid. All right.
That's not good.
I want to go back here. I'm going to stop, to go on the back and forth thing here really quick. So, Diocese of Quillan. That. The previous article we read, this Diocese of Quillan is a Latin church diocese on the Catholic Church based in the southern Indian city of Quillan. The diocese was created in 1329, but the bishop did not take canonical possession, and then Gregory the 16th made Quillan as the new diocese suffragan of Veropoli on September 1st, 1886. Then diocese was made as a suffragan in the ecclesiastical province of, I don't even know what I'm reading anymore. This is some crazy Christian stuff, incredible deep Catholic whatnot that I don't really understand. It's like cricket, so. The religious form of cricket. 1378, we got that one. 1483, opening of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. That's pretty big. Yeah.
Wow, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff. So now probably, I don't think this was, maybe it was painted. I don't know. I don't remember what was it, Michelangelo?
Yeah.
Painted the Sistine Chapel. Yeah. So I wonder if they opened it before or after, or was he part of the whole thing? They painted, they commissioned him to paint it. And then they opened it?
I'm not sure. I know they commissioned him, but...
Yeah. Or did they open it when construction was finished so that way it can serve its purpose? But then again, if they had him there while
scaffolding
it was open,
and everything, and it had to be done.
It had to be, or maybe during some renovation effort later on, I'm not sure.
I don't even know when he was around. What years was he around?
I don't know. Michelangelo? Let's see here. Michelangelo. Probably give me one of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here we go. 1475 to 1564. So this was 1483.
Yeah. Okay.
No, he was only 8 years old in 1483.
Yeah, but how many years were they working on it?
This was when they opened it.
Oh.
In 1483.
Okay.
It says 1483 opening of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican, and it's also removed from primary source, so it could be an orphan article.
He obviously painted it later then.
Yeah, he must have. He wouldn't have been 8.
No.
So. 1610, the first Anglo-Powhatan War began in colonial Virginia. 1638, Jonas Bronek of Holland became the first European settler in the Bronx. 1655, Lord Protector Oliver Cromwell divided England into 11 districts. 1666, that's an alarming year, the year of the beast. Rear Admiral Holmes led a raid on the Dutch island of Terschelling, destroying 150 merchant ships in the Vlie estuary and pillaged the town of West Trinchling, an act later known as Holmes's Bonfire. And I do have an image of that. He just set fire to all these ships.
Jeez.
What were you going to say?
So what flag was the Admiral flying under?
Raid on the Dutch. Yeah, it must have been. It must have been. Because when we're going to be talking about, actually, that's the very next article we'll talk about involving New York or New Amsterdam. But here's some more images of this. Like, this is an artist representation. Like, look at all those ships on fire. It could be embellished, but, like, this sounds like it was... I mean, you don't really call it, Holmes's Bonfire because he didn't make that big of a disaster. No, it must have been a big thing. But yeah, right here, 1673, the Dutch under Admiral Cornelius Eversten de Jong recaptured New York from the English. It was later regained by the English in 1674, just 1 year later, or maybe less.
Yeah.
Just from this year to the next.
Yeah.
So, 3 centuries ago, 1726, Netherlands acceded to the Covenant of Hanover, creating an alliance of Great Britain, the Electorate of Hanover, France, and the Kingdom of Prussia united against the Austro-Spanish powers. 1757, Fort William Henry in New York surrendered to the French and indigenous forces. The French-Indian War right there. The French-Indian War. 1790, Robert Graves Columbia Rediviva returned to Boston after a 3-year journey as the first American ship to circumnavigate the globe. 1803, the Force horses arrived in Hawaii. Yeah, right. So that's pretty wild. Horses in Hawaii, And now, they have...
That's something.
Yeah. Like, they weren't indigenous, of course, but now they have, horses out there in Hawaii. There's equestrian stuff, and is that... I can't really tell. There's a lot of people on one boat right there.
Yeah.
It's a literal pile. But yeah, here I don't see any horses in this image. I'm trying to find images of horses in Hawaii. I'm not finding images of horses in Hawaii. Images of old Hawaii, so here's horses drawing a carriage and such, so that's something if I'm going to believe the title of that image. 1803 as well, Robert Fulton tested his steamboat on the river Seine in France, but it sank. Let's take a look-see-loo at what the steamboats look like. There's several different... This is obviously much later on with the multi-deck and all that stuff. But, this looks like something that it was like in the earlier years, like something like that maybe. Maybe something like that he was testing. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, this one is rather small.
Yeah, well, that'd be more realistic.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, Robert Fulton, I always connect with steamboats. Did he actually invent the steamboat?
Well, let's see here. Who invented...
That's what I kind of hook up with that name. Robert Fulton invented the steamboat.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I looked up who invented the steamboat. I'm getting Robert Fulton.
Okay, great.
So there you go.
So my memory's accurate. How about that?
Yeah, it happens every now and then.
Time to time.
1810, Napoleon annexed Westphalia as part of the First French Empire. We're going to be talking about this guy again not too long from now, actually 2 articles from now. 1814, during the American Indian Wars, the Creek signed the Treaty of Fort Jackson, giving up huge parts of Alabama and Georgia. 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte was sent to exile in St. Helena aboard the British ship Northumberland. And I believe this is, or is this the first or second time? Like, where did he die? It's not telling me. What's this? It says Napoleon's Napoleon Code. Yeah. It's not telling me where you. It was St. Helena and it was somewhere else. Like he got banished twice, but like there he is. Like, oh, poor Napoleon, he's so sad. But like it just whenever I hear about whenever I think about Napoleon, it reminds me of this scene.
Weren't you banished to Foodcordia? Shouldn't you be frying something?
Oh, I quit when I found out about this.
You quit being banished?
You quit being banished? It's probably what people said about Napoleon. But yeah, St. Helena Elba, I think, was the other one. Like, where did Napoleon die? St. Helena. Okay, so this is So yeah, the first one was Elba, and the second one was St. Helena. So this is the final banishment of Napoleon.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if we'll cover it, but or if we have already covered it. May. Okay, so he died on May 5th. So that's already happened earlier this year.
Yeah.
Not sure if we covered it, because we don't always cover deaths. Maybe we did. I think we did, actually, thinking about it. Anyway, 1829, Stourbridge Lion locomotive went into service. And I think we covered this yesterday, or maybe another one that we're going to be talking about again here. Maybe not, because this locomotive looks familiar.
Oh yeah, we were talking about something like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's the only one of its make and model.
Right.
You know, so like I don't know. Anyway, right here. So go from 1829 to 1831. So 2 years later, exactly 2 years, we had the first U.S. steam engine train ran from Albany to Schenectady, New York. Or Schenectady? How do you pronounce that?
Schenectady.
Schenectady, yeah. And here we go again. Like
CH is cut.
Okay. This looks a little bit more advanced.
Yeah, it does.
You know, but not that much. It's not this guy here, but it's so.
It looks more advanced than the one we looked at yesterday. That's for sure.
Yeah, this first one is kind of the one that we looked at yesterday. This one here, it kind of looked like this one, right?
I can't remember.
Like it was a shorter one here.
Yeah, shorter.
With a big ass, tall ass pipe there. So, 1841, Erie boat in Buffalo, New York, caught fire, killing 242 people. Yikes. 365 days later, 1842, U.S.-Canada border defined by the Webster-Ashburton Treaty. So the Webster-Ashburton Treaty was signed, establishing the United States-Canada border east of the Rocky Mountains. And here's an image of that.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what this red is. Oh, disputed territory or something? Border claimed by the United Kingdom. So like ultimately, I believe it's this green line that marks the border, correct? Of Maine?
That's what I'm looking at, but I'm
Because
not sure.
I don't think Maine like does this jagged thing
No.
here. So
No, it doesn't.
but yeah, let's look up this thing really quick here. So
Maine's right on the coast. What? I don't know.
no, Maine's on the top up here. Yeah, there it
Yeah,
is, right
yeah.
there. So yeah, that
Well, I
is-
guess just a little bit of it's on the coast, down in the southern part of it.
yes. Well, you get
And then it's up against Canada or New Brunswick or whatever.
New Brunswick, yes, and Quebec over here on the west. Yeah, it has some water, a little bit of water on the east here, and then there's like a river, some lakes, and everything.
Well, the only part of Maine I've been to is that little bit on the south where there's water.
on the south.
Does that run down the bottom? I don't know. When
here-
I was in Maine, I was
Oh, right
along the
here.
Atlantic.
Hold on a second. Let me see. I don't want the link. I want the image. Open image in your tab. There we go. Can I bigger this image? Yes, I can. Okay. So there's a huge amount of water
Then it's whole.
on
Yeah.
the south.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, New Hampshire here kind of got
Yeah.
screwed. But then again, Vermont is absolutely screwed. They're just landlocked here.
Well, a lot of.
I think there might be a canal though somewhere. They have to have rivers, but
Well, a lot of a lot of states are landlocked.
Yeah.
Very few are on the oceans.
very true. Like you have actually hold on a second. Let me reset this. There we go. Yeah, a lot of true. But then we have the Mississippi River going all the way
Well,
up there.
sure.
So what else we got here? 1848, Austria and Sardinia signed a ceasefire. I wonder what the conflict was, what the war. If anybody out there watching can look that up, let us know in the comment section what war this was, and how long was the ceasefire? Was it broken? When was the end of the war? Anything else that you want to talk about? Not just for your information and for ours, but anybody else who's watching and scrolls down and reads some comments. 1848 as well. U.S. barn burners, the anti-slavery party, merged with the Free Soil Party, nominating Martin Van Buren for president, who became the 8th president. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 1849, Hungarian Republic was crushed by Austria and Russia. 1854, American transcendentalist philosopher Henry David Thoreau published his memoir Walden. That was when he was going. He was living over by Walden Pond, and I think he just lived in a cabin for a couple years or something, and worked on it, and was just immersed himself with nature, and was doing all of that hippy dippy stuff. So
He's ahead of his time.
Yeah.
That's all. Well, transcendental.
yeah. 1855, Battle of Acapulco during the Mexican Liberal Uprising. Okay. 1859, Otis Tufts patented the first passenger elevator in the U.S. So there it is. Good old Otis elevators. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is the elevator shaft was invented before the elevator car. And I didn't mean to do that. Hold on a second. Elevator invented. Tom Scott. There we go. This one, the elevator shaft was invented before the elevator. So it's like, it's a quick little video, just over 5 minutes long. But I'm going to throw this the underbar here. Elevator. So it's a cool little watch. And Tom Scott, he does a lot of good videos. He took a little bit of a break for a while, and he came back, and he's been once again making some bangers. You know, but like he's been going all over the world, going into places never seen. Like it's amazing.
Oh.
You know what he does. Yeah. So. What else do we got here? 1862, Battle of Cedar Mountain, Slaughter's Mountain, that's a heck of a name, fought in Culpeper County, Virginia, resulted in a Confederate victory during the U.S. Civil War. So, you know, Slaughter Mountain obviously got its name after the conflict, must have been the slaughter. 1870, compulsory education was proclaimed in England under the Elementary Education Act. 1877, Henry Morton Stanley's party reached Boma, Congo after 999 days. That's the upside-down version of 666, so that's kind of ominous if you're into numerology and all that jazz. Losing half of its 228 members.
Wow.
Yeah. Henry Morton Stanley, you know.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah. 1877 as well, American Indian Wars, Battle of the Big Hole. What about the Square Hole? You know. A small band of Nez Perce Indians clashed with the United States Army. 1890, first 44 Javanese arrived in Suriname to work on sugar plantations for 5 years. We're getting some immigration there. 2 years later, Thomas Edison received a patent for a two-way telegraph. I wonder who he stole that from. We also have 1893, the first U.S. bowling magazine, Gut Holes. Gut Holes.
What's it called?
Gut Holes.
What the heck does that mean?
Or Goot Holes?
I don't know.
I don't know. Published in New York. So,
what does that have to do with that terminology?
Well, I mean, like, you know, put your finger in the holes of the ball. You know, they're good holes. I don't know. I'm not a bowler guy.
Maybe
like,
it's German or something.
But it was started in New York.
Holes.
Yeah, then maybe. But like, they're just gut holes
Yeah.
right there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's over here as well. It's kind of hard to see. These look like, you know, covers and everything. It looks like it's still around. Gut holes. What? Huh. Goot holes. Oh, wow. So I think it might be German. Because that is aggressively German.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's almost.
Well, we wonder what Gut holes means in German.
No idea. But that image, you know, was so aggressively German.
Yeah.
It reminded me of this.
Oh no! Okay.
I'm gonna throw this in link as well. Yodel, if anybody wants to.
Man.
This is an amazing video.
Only you.
This is an amazing video. 1897, the first International Congress of Mathematics was held in Zurich, Switzerland. Okay. 1 year later, Rudolf Diesel of Germany obtained patent number 608,845 for his internal combustion engine, later known as the diesel engine.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of people don't realize, like, you know, this diesel. There's a whole rabbit hole to go into about fuel and all that stuff, like using alcohol as fuel, using like plant matter waste as fuel. Like, there's all sorts of things. Like, it's being discovered that prohibition was not because of people getting drunk and all that stuff, like on the surface level. No, prohibition was to get, like, to normalize the idea of being reliant on gasoline, like, you know, and just diesel alone. Engines used to be able to run off of so many more things. Like, and as I said, like, it's a really interesting and deep rabbit hole to go down. But as I say quite often, what we know about the world, we've been lied to, like, about everything. To some degree, greater or not, but like everything you know to some degree is a lie. And prohibition, it was a way to get rid of people's equipment that, you know, that could be used to brew alcohol, to make, you know, beer and all that stuff. But it also could be used to make this biodiesel and all that stuff. Like people grow their own corn, they throw the stalks, like, you know, make the you know, get the fermentation, all that stuff, and they can make fuel out of it. Like, as I said, like, you just look into it. So, but yeah, here's some images of his patent and everything. So, 1900, first International Lawn Tennis Challenge in Boston, Massachusetts. Dwight Davis and Holcomb Ward defeated Ernest Black and Herbert Roper Barrett 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. That's consistent. To give the U.S. an unassailable 3-0 lead over the British Isles.
Yeah, 3-set sweep.
Yeah.
Best 3 out of 5 in tennis, in case you didn't know. Sets.
All right. 901, 34 to 35 degrees north and 98 to 99 degrees west was open for U.S. colonization. I'm going to look this up here on good old maps.
I have no idea what that is.
Neither do I. So, it's latitude, longitude.
Yeah.
Like their coordinates. But like it's an area open for U.S. colonization.
Okay.
So
whereabouts was that?
Well, that's what I was trying to find.
Yeah.
Like it's not GPS coordinates converter. Okay, what is this? I don't find my location. Oh, here we go. I don't know what latitude, longitude means. Copy, show on map. Okay. Well, it can't be that. That's.
What's 34, 35 degrees north?
98,
99 west.
It's telling me. Oh wait a minute. Hold on a second. 34, 35, 98. Why is this not working? Clear. Hold on a second. 34. 498.
You got to put north and then slash.
No, convert. There we go. 3498. That still is all. That's in China now. Okay, I don't know where the hell this is. If anybody can figure this out, like this is 901. This right here.
Maybe we're colonizing China, even though they're way older than we are.
Well. 902, Edward VII of Great Britain was crowned king of the United Kingdom and the British Dominion, succeeding his mother, Queen Victoria.
Oh, Queen Victoria. Wow.
Yeah. 904, Levitus McLouth Todd of Rochester, New York, patented his check writing machine, the projectograph, designed to protect against check forgery. Oh. So here's an image of something like that. Not sure if that's the exact device that we're talking about here, because we have a couple examples. We have this thing, which... Like, why does it have a megaphone? What's going on over there? Then we have this, but this looks like a lot more advanced.
Yeah.
And then here's that one that I just had there. So, I don't know. Like, we have this one, so it's some check-making machine. So, 905, Tykov's mother, Amanda, killed her husband after mistaking him for a burglar. That's horrible.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine living. 1907, the first Boy Scout camp concluded on Brownsea Island in Poole Harbor, southern England. And we spoke about it like a week or so ago, whenever it was, when they started the camp. 1910, Chicago resident Alva Fisher received a U.S. patent for an electric washing machine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure when, because this says history of the electric washing machine. And but where was it that I saw? January 7th, 1908. And now we're talking about 1910. So, like, this is when she received a patent. So maybe January 7th, 1908 is when she invented it.
Invented it, and, when did she apply for her patent? And when did she finally get it? So, yeah, that could be 1910.
Yeah. So, because I remember talking about this a while ago, maybe January 7th, and going on about how Mom, used to use, like, a mangle and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all that stuff.
But you go in and you apply for a patent, and it can take years,
Yeah.
and then you have patent pending.
Yeah.
You don't have the patent yet, but no one's going to come in behind you and steal it.
Unless they have the money. 1917, Canadian Parliament passed the Compulsory Military Act, which is opposed by many French Canadians from Quebec, and I don't blame them, because like they're French, but Britain has dominion over them. But they're not British. They're not British citizens.
Right.
They're French citizens. But they can go fight and die for British?
No, not for the British, for the Canadians. It's a Canadian army.
But Canada answers to the Crown. We've gone over this many times. To a certain degree, they still are dominated, over by...
Well, I don't know about 1917, but today they are not.
Yes, they are.
They still consider him or her the king or queen.
Does Canada answer to Britain? Canada. How is Canada under the King of England? Okay, what is this? I'm trying to find whether if you agree or disagree with the answers below. These could be okay, whatever. What is that? Canada is a sovereign, independent country that operates on a constitutional monarchy with King Charles III as the head of state. His role in Canadian governance is largely symbolic and exercised in Canada by the Governor-General. Recent 2025 royal visits and a Canadian speech from the throne underscored historical ties and symbolic functions, but did not change Canada's independent parliamentary authority or domestic sovereignty.
So it's symbolic.
No.
Yes, and they're independent.
Independent country that operates as a constitutional monarchy with King Charles III as its head of state.
It operates as that, but it's symbolic.
It's not symbolic.
It is. It just says it right there.
His role in
and Canadian independence in the last sentence.
His role in Canadian governance is largely symbolic and exercised in Canada by the Governor-General.
Now, there may be some degrees like Canada could not declare war on England, probably stuff like that, but basically they're independent.
Let's see here. Is Canada still legally bound to the UK? There have been further constitutional changes in some of the Commonwealth realms during the Queen's reign. The Constitution Act 1982 patriated the British North America Act 1867 to Canada, thus ending any Canadian dependence on the Parliament of Westminster and further defining its complete independence. But that's weird. And you said it's symbolic. No, largely, not wholly.
Okay.
Largely. And it says, and is exercised in Canada by the Governor-General, which means the Governor-General acts like in the stead of the king, because the king is already leading his own country. But what the king says goes, and the governor enforces it. They still bow the knee to the UK.
Let's move.
What is this? Like, let's see here. Does the crown have authority in Canada? In Canada, the power to govern is vested in the crown, but is entrusted to elected governments to exercise on behalf of the people. They're independent, but they still answer. They're not, they're independent, but they still answer. Like Puerto Rico, kind of, to us, or whatever, or Philippines, or something like that. Anyway, where were we? 1918, Cincinnati Reds manager Christy Mathewson suspected Hal Chase of taking bribes to fix game and suspended him for, quote, indifferent play, end quote. 1920, the Treaty of Noailles-Solution between Bulgaria and the Allied powers went into effect. It's telling me to look that up, but we got to keep on going. 1923, New York State Golf Association formed. All right. 25, Babe Ruth pinch hit for Bobby Leake and flew out. What does that mean? Flies out? Flew out? You got a homer?
No, he made an out. He flew out to the outfield somewhere.
Oh.
They caught the ball.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why they're telling us that.
Interesting. Probably because it's Babe Ruth. I don't know. A train robbery took place in Kakori near Lucknow, India, by the Indian independence revolutionaries against the British government. I wonder how much was stolen. 1930, 113 degrees Fahrenheit or 45 Celsius recorded in Perryville, Tennessee. That's her state record. We also have animated character Betty Boop debuted in Max Fleischer's cartoon Dizzy Dishes. And my goodness, Betty Boop, horrifying. Like, that looks just so disgusting. Like, like she looks like some kind of half human, half dog.
To me, Betty Boop was always really weird.
Like, if she had big old jowls, small little mouth, curly weird hair, and then like freaking.
I think they
weird ass
toned it down
dog
a little
ears.
bit, but that's basically her look. You show me that, and I see Betty Boop.
Yeah, no, it looks just so. Like, I don't want to say disgusting, but it's not pleasant. Like hell, like Toots, drawn together, actually has a better character design. Like, and she's supposed to be like the gross, ugly one. There we go. Like,
who's this supposed to be?
She's supposed to be a ripoff of Betty Boop.
Ah.
Like, there was a reality show called Drawn Together.
Ah.
And you had all these characters. You had Captain Hero. He was a superhero. And you had rip-off Pokemon, Betty Boop, Legend of Zelda, whatever the hell he was, and a princess from somewhere. Like, I don't know who Foxy Love is supposed to represent, or Snaky Ham. It was a show. You know,
Gotcha.
and he was one of the characters. She was one of the characters. She has a better character design than Betty Boop, you know, and she's supposed to be the gross one. So what does that say? 1934, fourth Women's World Games track and field competition for women took place over 3 days at White City Stadium in London. All right.
Wow, that's just before World War II.
Yeah, well, 34. Yeah, just 3 years before. 4 years. 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. Sorry, I can't math.
39?
Yeah, 39. Invasion of Poland. 36. Jesse Owens was part of the American or the Stadium 4x100 meter relay team that won gold in a world record time of 39.8 seconds at the Berlin Olympics, his fourth gold medal of the games. Awesome. 36 as well. Korean nationals representing Japan earned medals in the marathon at the Berlin Olympics. Son Ki-shung won gold and Nam Sung-yong won bronze. You know, I have a feeling you're gonna disagree with me, which is fine because I'm okay, you're okay.
That's right.
But if you have people not of your country representing your country, that shouldn't count. How can they be representation of your country if they're not from your country? And not just sovereign citizens, but people actually of the country. You know, you got to be of it to represent it. Korean nationals representing Japan? No, DQ.
There's some connection there. I don't know if you have a grandparent from China or Japan or whatever. There is some link, and I don't know what it is, but it's kind of weird because I've seen Americans go over and play and represent other countries like Germany or something in basketball because they have some heritage link or something. It's weird.
But
I don't think it's right.
By now, in 1936, I don't know exactly, but I think China was like owned Korea at this time. Not China, Japan owned Korea. So this is probably why Korean nationals are there, because they're being forced to. So 1937, Ranger of the U.S. easily defeated Endeavour II of England in race 4 to wrap up the 17th America's Cup Yachting Series 4-0. It is the final competition for 21 years. Well, because of World War II and everything, yeah. Mom's time, 1941, Winston Churchill reached Newfoundland for talks with Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Okay. 42, CBS radio broadcast a debut of Wartime Stories, Our Secret Weapon. Our Secret Weapon, huh?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is 3 years later, what happened in 1945, 3 years later?
Yeah.
On the States.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to get to it.
Not on the state.
On the States.
What happened?
Well, we'll get to it.
Okay.
Nagasaki.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Nagasaki.
Yeah.
You know, Hiroshima was 3 days ago. 42, Dmitri Shostakovich's 7th Symphony, dedicated to the city of Leningrad, was performed in Leningrad by starving musicians and broadcasted to German forces over loudspeakers during the siege by Nazi forces. That's pretty beast right there. Kind of scary as well. You know, kind of like, you know, wow. I don't know what to feel about that actually. 42 as well, Mahatma Gandhi and 50 others were arrested in Bombay after the passing of a Quit India motion and campaign by the All India Congress Committee. 42, World War II, Battle of Savo Island, Allied naval forces protecting their amphibious forces during the initial stages of the Battle of Guadalcanal were surprised and defeated by an Imperial Japanese Navy cruiser force. 44, Smokey Bear debuted as the U.S. Forest Service spokesperson for fire prevention, named after New York City firefighter Smokey Joe Martin. So, yeah. Now, the inspiration, and it's telling, I have a note here telling me to look it up and everything, but I'm just going to tell you off the top of my head. From what I've been made aware of, the inspiration was after some forest fire, they found an alive bear cub, but he was singed by fire and everything. That was Smokey the Bear.
Okay.
Like, inspiration and all that stuff. So, why did I copy paste that section? Not this one here. There we go. So here's Smokey, and I want to show this to you. Open image and new tab specifically. This is all the Smokey the Bear iterations throughout the year. So there he was in 1944, 1947, 48, 49. In 48, for whatever reason, they took off his hat and they turned him into like some Buddhist monk looked like thing. But then they put his hat back on, gave him back his shovel in 49, and then
looks like a mama bear in 48.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. 1950, there he is, and then 1965, and now like I think they retired Smokey the Bear. Like I think he's no longer a thing. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in years.
And prevent fire forests. So, 44, 12 workers of the Dutch illegal paper Truo were executed at Camp Vault in the Netherlands. Yikes. 44. During World War II, Port Chicago mutiny, mass work stoppage by munition loaders at Port Chicago naval facility concerned with conditions after a recent explosion in Port Chicago, California. 258 men were convicted of various insubordination charges, including 50 who were tried for mutiny, found guilty, and sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. They were later exonerated in 2024. Oh, gee, thanks.
Yeah.
They've already well served their all 15 years, of their hard labor. That's terrible. During World War II as well, continuation war, the Vyborg Petroslavsk offensive, the largest offensive launched by the Soviet Union against Finland during the Second World War, ended in a strategic stalemate. Both Finnish and Soviet troops at the Finnish front dug to defensive positions, and the front remained stable until the end of the war. 45, here we go. The U.S. dropped the second atomic bomb, Fat Man, on Nagasaki, Japan, destroying part of the city.
Yeah.
So Nagasaki was devastated when an atomic bomb, the Fat Man, was dropped on the U.S. by B-29 Boxcar. 35,000 people were killed outright, including 23,200 to 28,200 Japanese war workers, 2,000 Korean force workers, and 150 Japanese soldiers. I
know I told you before, but I had a history teacher in high school from Nagasaki, Japan.
Yeah. And she would have been like a young child.
She would have been young because she was a young teacher then.
Yeah.
So at 16, 17 years old, whatever I was, if she was 27, she was a young teacher, I guess. But she was probably in her mid to late 20s somewhere.
Well, no, a young teacher would be 20.
No.
You can be a teacher at like 20 years old right now.
How's that possible? You got 4 years of college?
You don't have to go through 4 years of college. If you want to be a professor, if you want to be like a kindergarten teacher, or what grade were you in? 4th grade or whatever?
Junior high school.
Junior high school?
No, high school.
High school.
Junior.
I mean, you might not, you will need a college degree, but it might just be a 2-year college. Even today. You don't need that much. You need something, but it's not much.
To be a teacher, you need a 4-year degree, and usually 1 year after that in teaching studies or something.
Do you need a 4-year degree to be a teacher? I've heard of teachers being as young as 21, 20, we covered the youngest teacher ever, what was he, 18 or whatever?
Yeah.
So, how did he get 4 years by 18? He started at 14? Let's see. California, well, this is for California.
Yeah, well, that's where we're at.
Well,
that's what I want to know. I was in California when we're talking about it.
Okay. We need to answer calls for at least credential, yada yada. What high school students earn while you learn traditional route, community college, university, or bachelor's degree.
Bachelor's degree.
Accrediting program. Option B, 4 years. Option A is community college.
You need a bachelor's degree.
No, option A, 1, 2, 3.
That's what you got to do. You can do it. You need.
But option B is 4 years. Option B specifies 4 years, which means option A is not 4 years.
It says right there, community college, university, bachelor's degree, credential program. I don't know.
I don't either. Anyway, in 1945 as well, during World War II, the Red Army invaded Japanese-occupied Manchuria. So on the same day, they got nuked, and they're getting invaded by the Soviet Union the day after, because yesterday, Soviet Union declared war on Japan. 2 days after the Hiroshima. Yeah. Now it's Nagasaki. Japan is just being Loons time, 1946. Uh-huh. First time all Major League Baseball games, 8 were played at night.
Oh.
48, the U.S. crew blitzes the field to win the rowing 8's gold medal at the London Olympics, defeating silver medalist Great Britain by 10.2 seconds. That's quite a lead.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Man, they just killed them.
Yeah. 1950, Lusty Song, written by Delvin Miller, won the Hambletonian in Goshen, New York. Is the name of a horse. What a weird... Lusty Song? You're riding on Lusty Song. Yikes. 51, Dutch Korea volunteered with, volunteers won U.S. presidential unit citation. Okay. 52, general strike against overtime conscription in Belgium. 53, first elected Prime Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Sheikh Abdullah, dismissed by the Indian government and later arrested. Oh, that's not good. We also have 56, first statewide state-supported educational TV network in Alabama. About time they started getting some education down there. South African women demonstrated against past laws. Past laws. Not past, just past. I'm going to look this up.
PASS?
Women's March, South Africa. August 9th. So that's today. Okay, well, let's look this up here. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. So, Women's March. The marchers' aims were to protest the introduction of the apartheid pass laws for black women in 52 and the presentation of a petition to the then Prime Minister J.G. Sherman. So it's anti-apartheid stuff.
Ah,
So,
okay. Good for them.
Women's March. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, that's awesome. Like apartheid is terrible, and I think we're going to be talking about this again, like some kind of statue or some memorial thing. And I really wanted to use a picture. I'll explain it later.
Okay.
1960, South Kasai seceded from the Congo. 61, James Banton Parsons was the first black stadium to be nominated to a U.S. federal district court. All right, that's pretty cool. 63, Britain's rock TV show Ready, Steady, Go premiered. New York Met pitcher Roger Craig's National League record-tying 18-game losing streak ended with a complete Game 73 win over the Chicago Cubs at the Polo Grounds, New York City. 1964, MLB Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Jim Bunning continued perfectly against the New York Mets until 2 outs in the 5th inning in the first matchup since throwing a perfect game in June when Joe Christopher beat out a bunt. Bunning mastered the Mets for 15 innings over 2 games. Wow, that's a heck of a lot of stuff that just happened right there.
Yeah.
65, a fire in a Titan II silo in Nagasaki, Arkansas, killed 53 people. A fire in a Titan II silo. Wasn't that a nuclear missile? A Titan II? I mean, why else have a big-ass missile?
I
if
think
it's
you're
not...
right.
So that's very alarming. You know, we have fires breaking out in nuclear facilities.
Of course, they're not loaded, ready to go, I don't think. Maybe they are.
Well, yeah, no, they have to be. They have to be ready to go at a moment's notice. You can't sit there, because by 1965, let's say it took 15 minutes. You know?
Titan II, wait a minute. Titan II, I think was off a submarine.
Well, this is a silo in Arkansas.
Oh, a silo. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm wrong.
I mean, not the submarines could be launching a Titan II as well. It could be a multi-use platform. Instead of researching and developing 2 different systems, you just have one.
Yeah.
You know, more cost effective. We also have Singapore separated from the Federation of Malaysia and gained independence. So the state of Singapore separated from the Malaysian Federation due to a heated ideological conflict between their ruling parties. That's like a peaceful civil war right there. 66, the Beatles released their Yellow Submarine single and their album Revolver in the U.S. Did we talk about this the other day?
Yeah.
Or was that when they recorded it?
I don't know. We did something about the Yellow Submarine.
Yeah. 1969, members of the Manson family cult killed 5 people at the home of actress Sharon Tate in Los Angeles, California, the start of the Tate LaBianca murders. Now, other source gives me some names, so I want to pay my respects to these people, to the victims, that is.
Yeah.
So we have the Tate LaBianca murders. Followers of Charles Manson murdered pregnant actress Sharon Tate, the wife of Roman Polanski, coffee heiress Abigail Folger of the Folgers Coffee, Polish actor Wojciech Frojowski, men's hairstylist Jay Sebring, and recent high school graduate Stephen Parents. Wow. A pregnant lady, and Roman Polanski, that name sounds familiar. I don't know.
He's a director, I believe.
Sorry, I had to drink some water there. But Folger, he got a Folger. Wow, I did not know that. 1970, Peruvian Airlines Lanza Flight 502 exploded, killing 101 people, including 45 U.S. exchange students. Yikes. Now we have Lanza Flight 502 crashed after takeoff from Alejandro Velasco Astete International Airport in Cusco, Peru, killing 99 of the 100 people on board, as well as 2 people on the ground. So there's your 101. It gave us, so it wasn't all just in the airplane, 2 people on the ground too.
Yeah.
And the primary source would have us believe all 101 were on the plane. It didn't even mention about the ground guys. 71, Operation Demetrius, or internment, was introduced in Northern Ireland, allowing suspected terrorists to be indefinitely detained without trial. Security forces arrested 342 people suspected of supporting paramilitaries because they want to be independent. They don't want to be ruled over by Britain. So we have here from other source, during the Troubles, In Northern Ireland, the British authorities launched Operation Demetrius. The operation involved the mass arrest and internment without trial of individuals suspected of being affiliated with the Irish Republican Army, the PIRA. Mass riots followed and thousands of people fled or were forced out of their homes.
I don't like that.
How is that not
Without
oppressive? Yeah. Like,
Without
you know,
trial, yeah.
like
Terrible.
set Ireland free and Scotland. You know, the Brits, fuck off. 71, Satchel Paige was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. All right.
Yeah.
Good old baseball kisser right there.
Yeah.
72 as well, there was a widespread and severe rioting in nationalist areas of Northern Ireland on the anniversary of the introduction of internment. There we go. 73, Northern Irish guitarist Henry McCullough quit the rock band Wings, which was founded by Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
USSR launched Mars 7. 74, Richard Nixon resigned as President of the United States, effective on noon, and Vice President Gerald Ford took the oath of office to become the 38th United States President. Yeah, Richard Nixon resigned. We covered that yesterday, effective noon tomorrow, which would be today. Today's the tomorrow.
Now, do you know Richard Nixon also ran to be governor of California and lost?
Oh, thank goodness. We didn't need him
Yeah,
here.
no.
Like, he was born here. Like, I know you know that. Like,
And he said, when he said his resignation, you're not going to have Richard Nixon to kick around anymore. Well, I came back and became president.
all right. Well, that sounded like a kind of a bitch out right there.
Yeah, oh, it was completely that.
Yeah. 75, MLB Los Angeles Dodgers, Davey Loeb stole his
yeah.
record 32nd consecutive base without being caught.
Wow, yeah.
Call
I
the
think
police.
I don't know if it was 75 or not, but at the time, the record, I think he sold 104 bases for the season. New record.
Nice. 75, the first NFL game in Louisiana Superdome. Houston defeated the Saints 13-7. 76, Clive Lloyd scored a double century in 120 minutes. Wisconsin versus Glamorgan. Double century being 200, whatever the hell it is. We also had the USSR launch Luna 24, the last lunar flight to date from Earth. Time out a second. Haven't we since, like, China landed on the far side of the moon, and then we, on, what was it, the Artemis, went around the moon. You know, astronauts, we sent people there. Allegedly.
Didn't they fire flares down or something?
I don't know what they did.
Just to see it? Because it's dark?
The Artemis?
No, us.
That's the Artemis.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't
Like,
know.
we launched the Artemis. China landed on the far side of the moon
Yeah.
with a drone or some probe or something.
Yeah.
Like, they actually landed.
Yes.
We allegedly
Circumvented.
flew around and everything.
Yes.
So, but I don't know about the flares. I never heard that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I've never heard
no,
of it.
I'm not even sure. I just have that in the back of my head somewhere. We lit it up in some way. I don't know.
The moon?
Dark side.
I
I don't know. I could be all wet. I have no idea.
have no idea either. Yeah, anyway, 1977, Chris Old completed a century in 37 minutes, Yorkshire versus Warwickshire. Well, how old was he? Should he have been called Chris Young, Chris Middle Age, you know? Well. We also have 77, military-controlled government of Uruguay announced the return to civilian rule through general elections in 81 to democratically elect a president and Congress. That's awesome. You know, a junta dissolving by itself. You know? I love it when I read things like this. You know, that gives me some hope for humanity. The NHL refused the merger of 6 World Hockey Association clubs. Yeah. 79, English seaside resort Brighton got first British nudist beach. All right. Female workers of YH Trading in South Korea held a sit-in in protest in response to the company's unilateral shutdown. I don't think... What are you expecting? You're not stopping anything. You know, all you're doing is occupying a building that the business is going to be vacating anyway, and then the police are going to have to evict you because the building is abandoned.
I think they're making a statement, which is pretty amazing for female Koreans.
Female anything, yeah. I mean, like, amazing for anybody to make a statement, but if you're going to make a statement, at least have some kind of, I don't know, because like if it wasn't going to be, because like this is a company's unilateral shutdown. If it wasn't going to be shutting down, staging a sit-in will actually cause a stop in productivity. Well, they're stopping productivity. There's nothing the company has to lose for them doing this. You know.
Well, they're already going to do it. They're trying to make it a
public statement.
Yeah.
Well, what's the public going to do? Make a company not dissolve? Like, Like, honestly, like, what are they hoping to get out of this? Like, it's sad that they're losing their jobs.
I don't know.
Don't
what
get me
their
wrong, but what are
end
they
goal
hoping?
is. Just to
You know?
protest. To protest.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea what they're
Maybe their time could have been better allotted finding new jobs. 1980 as well, Belgian constitution was revised. It's telling me to look that up, but we have 5 minutes till our hour, so I don't have the time to look that up. But if anybody wants to look it up, tell us, in the comments, like what was revised, what was changed, what was made better, what was made worse, in your opinion, So, 1984, 1981. 6 English lifeguards set a relay swim record in the English Channel, 7 hours 17 minutes. So six lifeguards. Not sure if you've been
7 hours they crossed the English Channel.
Apparently, it says 7:17,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine them crossing it in 7 minutes. So,
No.
So it has to be 17 hours, 7 hours. It can't be 7 days.
No.
So I'm running out of what else to do.
No, I'm just shocked they do it in 7 hours.
Yeah, well, that's actually really impressive. It says
Yeah.
that they're good, strong lifeguards. Keep them employed. 84, Daley Thompson of Great Britain scored 8,797 points to win the Olympic decathlon in Los Angeles, later recognized as a world record. Epic.
Good.
Yeah. 85, adventure comedy film Pee-wee's Big Adventure, starring Paul Rubens, was released. And according to comments, yeah, he did die. Okay, 3 years ago. July 30th, so rest in peace, Paul Rubens. But I do have a scene, or a section of a scene, from that movie that I like to watch time to time.
And when they finally pulled the driver's body from the twisted, burning wreck, it looked like this.
Such a silly movie. I haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen. I'm not a big fan of his.
Yeah, I've never seen like his show or anything like that. Didn't he? Is he the guy who got caught?
In a
Like,
theater?
yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good thing I was never a fan of him. So, 1986 as well, Honky Tonk Nights closed at Biltmore Theater in New York City after 4 performances. And this is no longer on either source, so
That's
it's
not good.
it might be a misplaced article. Yeah, that's a crappy. Yeah.
Pretty well.
Ao's time.
Closing on opening. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Ao's time. We have covered though open and close on
Yeah.
the same night and everything. 1987. Can I get through my life in 3 minutes?
No.
Los Angeles Rams defeated the Dallas Cowboys 28-27 in London NFL Expo. Wow, that's pretty wild. LA, Dallas, London. Why are you over there? Like you're in the wrong continent.
Yeah, they go over to promote football.
Yeah.
It's a league game, and all it counted.
Yeah.
It's a win and a loss.
All they do is give that Euro trash stuff to laugh at us about. Oh, look at the stupid Americans with their football. Real football is this. Or that's soccer.
I don't know. They sell out when they go there.
Well, maybe. I don't know. We also have the National Union of Mine Workers began South Africa's longest wage strike. I wonder how long. Like, it just says longest. Okay, well, at how long?
Yeah,
How many involved? Over what? So numbers. I need numbers. 88 Cubs defeated the Mets 6-4 in their first official night game at Wrigley Field. Edmonton Oilers traded Wayne Gretzky to LA Kings for $15 to $20 million. But which one? 15 to 20? Like, can you not be more specific?
No,
What's with the
I get-
vagueness?
Well, they probably never disclosed exactly the exact amount.
All right. We also have just one day after 8888, the number 888 pops up as the winning lottery combination in New York. There's no way. Like, that has to be, like, artificial. Like, somebody has to have their finger on the scale, so to speak, with it, because that's too much.
Yeah.
That's way too much. 1990, 12 Arab leaders agreed to send pan-Arab forces to protect Saudi Arabia. 1 year later, British radio show On the Hour debuted on BBC Radio 4 with the first appearance of Alan Partridge character. Okay. 1991, the Italian prosecuting magistrate Antonio Scobolete was murdered by the Ndrangheta on behalf of the Sicilian Mafia while preparing the government's case in the final appeal of the Maxi trial. Yikes. 92, Cuban boxer Felix Savon won the first of 3 consecutive Olympic heavyweight gold medals when he dominated Nigerian Davy Azorji on points at the Barcelona Games. Record temperature recorded in Berlin, Dahlheim, 99.3 degrees Fahrenheit, or 37.4 degrees Celsius. 92 as well, the 25th Summer Olympic Games closed at Estadio Olímpic de Montjuic, Barcelona, Spain. 93, the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan lost a 38-year hold on national leadership.
That's good.
Thank goodness. 95, South Africa celebrated the first National Women's Day. All right. Yeah, weren't we talking about something like women marching for like anti-apartheid stuff and all that stuff earlier?
Maybe.
I could have sworn. 95 as well, aviation flight 901 crashed into the San Vicente volcano in El Salvador, killing all 65 people on board. They crashed into a volcano. Now, probably just the mountainside of it. You know,
Yeah,
I
obviously.
can't imagine it falling into a freaking like.
No, it's not an
You know,
accident.
so like. It's 95, 97, Just to See You Smile single released by Tim McGraw. You know, this song right here. It was later Billboard Song of the Year in 1998. So, Just to See You Smile. Hold on a second. Oops, there we go. I've never heard this song
I
before.
haven't either.
Like, it's country.
Yeah.
And it sounds kind of like romantic, lovey-dovey or something. I'm not sure. It's upbeat and everything.
You look at me just to see you smile.
It sounds good, you know.
Yeah.
Never heard it before, so I'm gonna
I
throw
know
it.
very little about country music. Very little.
I don't know much either, so I'm gonna throw it in the music as well. Moving on up, what do we got here? 95, we got that one. Just 97. Yankees broke Minnesota Twins Brad Rackey's streak of 12 consecutive wins. 99, Russian President Boris Yeltsin fired his Prime Minister Sergei Stephenson, and for the fourth time, fired/dismissed his entire cabinet. Boris, what are you doing? Idiots!
A little bit of a hothead.
Yeah. The Diet of Japan enacted a law establishing the Hinamaru as the official national flag and Kimi ga Yo as the national anthem. All right, here we go. The flag of Japan. What's interesting is
Which is the old and which is the new? Or are they
well,
both?
no, like this is the oldest, I believe, and then there was this during World War II, and then
Yeah.
today we have
okay,
this.
they have that. That's
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to image search this really quick. And we don't have time, and we're already over our hour, to listen to the national anthem, although it would sound cool. You know what? I'm going to look it up and just post a link, at least. So, Kimi ga Yo. Link here. Kimi ga Yo. Oh, this is their national anthem.
Just leave it in the background and keep going.
Well, it might be copyrighted.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, which would be ridiculous, but I don't know. 2000, South African President Thabo Mbeki unveiled the Women's Monument commemorating the role of women in the anti-apartheid struggle. This is what I was talking about. So we did. Now, it was a real shame because I would have loved a photo of the stairs. But Alamy, once again, because of frickin' yay capitalism, you know, because they want to make money for having this photo, so they piss their logo all over this image, and you have to pay them to get a version without their frickin' tags and everything. So, but like, this is too small. I want to see what it reads on the steps.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. Like, what does this say? Like, are women from every part of South Africa? We are women of every race. We come from the cities and the towns, from the reserves and the villages, as women unified in our purpose. To save African women from the degradation of past something. In the name of the women of South Africa, we say to you, each one of us, that we are opposed to the past system. We shall not rest.
Okay.
I was able to read most of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, like, I want an image of that, and then we have some statues here. So I don't know what is what. Although these look like they can move. So maybe that's not the monument. Yeah, take better pictures of your monuments. I want to see these. 2001, U.S. President George W. Bush announced his support for federal funding of limited research on embryonic stem cells. 2002, San Francisco Giants outfielder Barry Bonds hit his 600th career home run. 2006, at least 21 suspected terrorists were arrested in the 2006 transatlantic aircraft plot that happened in the United Kingdom. The arrests were made in London, Birmingham, and High Wycombe in an overnight operation. 2008, the United States won all 3 medals in women's fencing saber event at the Beijing Olympics, the first U.S. podium sweep of a fencing event since 1904.
Good grief.
104 years.
Yeah.
Mauro Zingis won gold ahead of Sada Jacobsen and Rebecca Ward. 2009 business reality television series Shark Tank, created by Mark Burnett and hosted by Kevin O'Leary, Robert Herjavec, Barbara Corcoran, and Damon John, premiered on ABC. Isn't Kevin O'Leary like in hot water right now or something?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he's some kind of scumbag. I don't know.
No, he's Canadian, I think.
2012, Jamaican sprint superstar Usain Bolt won the 200 meter at the London Olympics in 19.32 seconds, becoming the first to win the 100 meter and 200 meter double in consecutive Olympics. Yeah, Usain Bolt, what a runner, dude.
Just to back up a bit, I remember seeing an interview with O'Leary, or whatever his name is, not O'Leary, whatever it is. And apparently he worked...
Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary, yeah, he worked for Steve Jobs in the early days.
Oh.
He didn't have kind things to say about him.
Oh. There's somebody involved in Shark Tank who's like a real piece of crap. I don't know who it was, but Kevin O'Leary sounds familiar, so that's why I assumed it was him. I'm not sure. Oh.
He could appear that way, that's for sure.
Hold on. And let me look this guy up to see if he looks marginally familiar to what I've seen. Oh, it is that guy. Okay, yeah, no, he is a tremendous piece of trash there. Yes, Canute la Douche. 2012, we got that one. 2012 as well. The U.S. won the women's Olympic football gold medal, beating Japan 2-1 in the final. All right. Shannon Easton became the first woman to officiate an NFL game, and we're going to be talking about the first female umpire in MLB in 2005 as well.
Oh,
so that's
2005.
2025. 25. Okay. Sorry. 2013, eight people were killed and 24 were injured after gunmen opened fire on a Sunni mosque in Quetta, Pakistan. And it says here, other source killing at least 10 people and injuring 30. So other primary sources 8 and 24, so 8 to 10 deaths, 24 to 30 injuries. I don't know why there's always such discrepancies. There's dead and there's injuries.
Yeah.
How do you mess that up? How do you not have the same numbers here? 2014, Michael Brown, an 18-year-old black stadium male in Ferguson, Missouri, was shot and killed by a Ferguson police officer after reportedly assaulting the officer and attempting to steal his weapon, sparking protests and unrest in the city. Now see, this only happened because it so happened to be a white cop and a black victim, and yada yada. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Let's burn down our entire own neighborhood. Let's burn down our own houses and our own business and throw temper tantrums like toddlers because, blah, 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 blah. Freaking knock it off, dude. How does this help your cause in any way? You want to fight the stereotypes? Well, then don't act them out. Don't prove the hateful people right. You people are better than this. I believe in you. Do you not believe in yourself? Because, and this is a true statistic. Despite being 13% of the population, what group of people commit 55 to 60% of violent crimes?
Yeah, I know.
Mostly on themselves. I want the deaths to stop. I don't care what you are. I just want stop the violence.
And that's why there's far more police patrolling in black areas.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we don't want people to get killed.
That's where the crime is.
Yes.
So that's where they're going to do the most protection.
We're not hateful or bigoted or racist or white.
Unfortunately, it's a fact.
Yeah. It's sick. But if we're, you guys out there, who are probably wishing death threats on me right now, well, I'm sure that you and we both want, what's best, for everybody. So instead of hating on us, why don't you work with us? Instead of finding reasons to be separate, find reasons to be together. It's easier to destruct than construct. Well, start swimming up the river. We can't make a better society out of hate. It just won't work. 2015, 1 year later, so here we go at the Ferguson anniversary of the shooting of unarmed Michael Brown. A man was shot and a state of emergency was declared. I rest my case. On the anniversary of this tragic event that this guy got killed.
Yeah,
tragic event that everybody lost their minds and burned down their own neighborhoods. But then 1 year later, you're gonna start it all over again? Stop! 2016, Estonian swimmer Katie Ledecky won her second gold medal of the Rio de Janeiro Olympics in the women's 200-meter freestyle with a time of 1 minute 53.73 seconds, ahead of Sarah Sjöström of Sweden and Australian Emma McKeon. 2016, Canadian swimmer Michael Phelps swam 1 minute 53.36 seconds to win the men's 200-meter butterfly gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, defeating Japan's Masato Saki by 0.04 seconds for his 20th Olympic gold medal. 400ths of a second.
Yeah.
Like, just swimming. We're not talking about cars. We're not talking about horses. We're not talking about Usain Bolt. We're talking about swimming. This is nuts. 2016, Chinese weightlifter Deng Wei set a world record of 147 kilograms in the clean jerk and another for a total score of 262 kilograms to win the women's 63 kilogram gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. What's 147 kilograms to pounds? I'm going to look it up here. Oh, kilograms. Oh, there we go, to pounds. 324 pounds?
Yeah.
And this is women's. A woman is lifting 324 pounds. Woo!
Well, it's a clean jerk. It's a little bit.
What is a
different
clean
lifting.
jerk?
Basically, you take it off the ground, and as you're pulling up, you shift your legs low.
That's still impressive.
Oh, it's hugely impressive.
Yeah. Like, that's epic. 2016, Hungary's Katina Hozu swam an Olympic record of 2 minutes 6.58 seconds in the women's 200-meter individual medley, winning her third gold medal of the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. We also have the longest ever hunger strike ended as Indian human rights campaigner Aram Sharmila tasted honey after 16 years. Yeah, longest. Now, I'm not sure if he hadn't eaten at all for 16 years, or maybe this was like just honey. But there are people out there who have claimed to not have eaten like for many decades, like some they found Zen or whatever. Like they can photosynthesize somehow. They just live off the energy of the earth and of good vibes. I don't know, but there's people out there who are like that allegedly. So I don't know. Anyway, 2017, a giant inflatable chicken resembling U.S. President Donald Trump was placed outside the U.S. White House as a political protest. Trump was out of town at the time, so people were cowards. They didn't want to do this while he was there, because they're chicken. They're the chickens,
Well, they wouldn't have got away with it if he was in there.
Exactly. They're cowards, So, 2017, Nepal's parliament banned administration huts, coming into effect in August 2018. A country named Nepal, banning menstruation huts. I mean, of all places to have them, they're it. And you're getting rid of them? What? 2017 as well, North Korea said it plans to fire rockets on U.S. territory Guam in a continuing escalation of tension between it and the U.S. Would you mind turning that on, please? 2018, Argentina's Senate rejected a bill to legalize abortion in the first 14 weeks. So, banning that, so that's good. 2018, an EPO club of Tottenham Hotspur failed to bring in a player during the transfer window for the first time since FIFA made the system compulsory in 2002 to 2003. 2018 as well, Saudi-led air coalition struck a school bus in Saturn province, Yemen, killing 43 people, many of whom were children. Why are the Saudis bombing school buses? What the hell?
They had a little tit for tat going with Yemen for a while.
I don't care. You don't attack school buses. I don't care who you are. Why do we work with these people?
Well, I don't think they were that quite of a precision, but I don't know. I don't know
Well,
the
then
details.
don't fire them.
I don't know the details.
You're killing children. You're monsters, Saudi Arabia. Shame on you. 2019, landslide due to torrential rain killed 59 in Mon State, Myanmar, with 80,000 in emergency evacuation sites. Wow. 2019, Roadrunner Records released "We Are Not Your Kind," the 6th studio album by Stadian heavy metal band Slipknot. It topped the album charts in more than 10 countries. So are they admitting to not being humans? We are not your kind. I mean, a lot of these celebrities, everything, they're reptilians, they're shapeshifters, they're aliens, they're demon, whatever the heck you want to believe. They're not human, that's for sure. 2020, Brazil surpassed 100,000 COVID-19 deaths, the world's second highest, with over 3 million recorded cases. Propaganda, lies, fear-mongering. Trust the science, I plead the fifth. 2020, disputed Belarusian presidential election saw longtime dictator Alexandria Lukashenko officially win 80% of the votes, but unofficially lose 60 to 70% of the votes to main opposition candidate Svetlana Tsikhanouskaya, sparking widespread protests in Belarus and international condemnation. I'm sorry for butchering your name, lady, but, I mean, like, I can't pronounce it. What do you want from me? New Zealand reached 100 days without community transmission of Kung Flu. Oh, look at that. 2021, a herd of 14 elephants returned home from a 500-kilometer or 300-mile trek across China, leading authorities to evacuate 150,000 people out of their path. That's like, in total,
Wow, yeah.
throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that sounds cool and all, but at the same time, I'm just like, you're training these elephants that they can get away with this. So what's stopping them from taking advantage and then just carving a path back and forth, being like, haha, these stupid humans, they're making our life so easy, like, we got to stop with this, because there's that one incident, we covered this a couple weeks ago on a news show, this serial killing elephant that's killed, like, 20 some odd people,
Yeah.
everything, but because it's an elephant, you can't shoot it, animal control, freaking PETA, well, it's learned to kill people with impunity, you got to put it down,
What was this
So-
doing 500 kilometers from where it needs to be? I don't know how it got there in the first place.
Well, they're migrating, or they're I don't know. So. We also have a cholera outbreak in Nigeria had killed more than 800 people with 31,425 suspected cases since January of 2021, according to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. Landmark UN IPCC climate report is a, quote, code red for humanity, end quote. Rise of 1.5 degrees Celsius now certain. Catastrophic change can still be avoided if the world acts quickly. More of this bullshit. The Tampere light rail officially started operating. I thought that was pretty cool. If you live in Tampere, you have a light rail. So, 2022 tennis superstar Serena Williams announced her intention to retire in an interview with Vogue, which is a women's magazine. 2023 Ecuadorian opposition presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio was assassinated at a campaign rally in Quito. Yikes!
Campaign rally.
Yeah. Well, I mean that almost it almost happened to Trump a couple of times. They took off a chunk of his ear. That one thing. And
True.
then, what?
True.
Yeah. And then there's been several other incidents. Let's not forget, like the simultaneous Tesla Cybertrucks or whatever being used to bomb Trump Towers. One in Vegas, and I think it was in the same day. Another one in New York.
Yeah, but that's not going after Trump. He's not there.
Yeah, but still, that's targeting him. Like, not him, but his brand, whatever. Like, it's attacking on Trump. Like, might not be a bullet going by his head, but it's still, something.
One time on the golf course, when
Yeah.
got the guy with the gun sticking out of the fence.
Yeah. So, and then there's been several other times that haven't been reported on for whatever reason. 2023 MLB Phillies pitcher Michael Lorenzen threw a no-hitter in his first career complete game.
Wow.
A 7-0 win over the Washington Nationals. And outfielder Weston Wilson made his MLB debut, hitting a home run in his first at-bat at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. So 2 awesome things happening in 2 different locations in baseball. That's epic. We also have U.S. President Brandon banned stadium investments in key technology industries that could be used to enhance Chinese military capabilities. Okay? I don't know what to think about that. Like,
It sounds like we need to shore up leaks.
yeah. Here we go. Wildfires on the Hawaiian island of Maui killed at least 97 people and destroyed the historic town of Lahaina. So I want people to really, look into Lahaina, look into what happened after the Palisades, out here in California. Various other instances, smart cities, look into, Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and their scheme to get money off of poor people. Like, there's so much dark, evil stuff that's been happening over the years.
On the Palisades. Is that Lahaina or the
No, this is
Palisades?
Lahaina.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's my point exactly. This is happening so often. And then we have the whole blue roof thing and all that stuff. So there's so much stuff. 2024, a trainee female doctor was struggle-snuggled and murdered in a Kolkata hospital, sparking huge outrage and protests over sexual violence against women in India. Yeah, there's some serious problems happening over there.
Kidding.
Yeah. 2024 as well, a passenger plane crashed in the Brazilian city of Venado, killing all 61 people on board on a flight to Sao Paulo. We have a discrepancy. Other source says 62. So, which one was it, 61 or 62? Might not seem like a lot, but isn't a human life worth investigating? Is it 61, 62? You know, I want to know. 125, Jen Powell, at the age of 48, became the first woman to umpire an MLB regular season game when she joined the crew at Truist Park as the Atlanta Braves hosted a doubleheader against the Miami Marlins. As I talked about in the 2012 document for the NFL, here we go, you know, umpire for MLB, first woman. Epic.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the United Kingdom police carried out the largest mass detainments in London's history, arresting at least 466 people for peacefully protesting the UK's ban on the activist network Palestine Action. Well, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar description for any links that you may find interesting, including not limited to all things on the Coalition. These links will be down there in a little bit, so after the show is done, just wait a minute and then hit refresh, and then they should be down there. We have gone through all 34 pages of our document today. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only go through a portion from what we got from the two sources, whose links are down in the underbar. Anyway, what's the code word? Let us know if they're still watching up until this point.
Well, what's the Hawaiian town?
Lahaina. Put
Lahaina.
Lahaina. Never forget Lahaina. Always remember Lahaina. The Palestinians. Stuff like that, you know. So anyway, where'd my script go? Yeah. We do have other shows. You know, we have the news show every Saturday. We have I'm Okay, You're Okay.
Yeah.
First Sunday of every month and all that stuff. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream this show here at 5 p.m. Pacific every day. 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!